if the range cooperates. And,
hello again, friends and loyal Wolfpack members. Chaos Wolf here, and welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. That's right, we're going to be doing some more science today, and I've done a little bit off camera. Let's go and just have a look. So, what have I gone and done? Well, I've actually gone and sent one of these up to our moon station. It's a brand new lander, and as you can see, we're taking full advantage out of the drills that we unlocked an episode or two ago. I can't remember how long ago we got this now. So basically what this is it's a lander that can actually go and refuel itself when it's down there. So it's awesome because it doesn't actually need to refuel itself from the station. So the station itself is going to be maintaining its current level of fuel. So this is great. So we don't need to worry about this at all. It's also got all the science in here as well, and as we can see, if we go and zoom in, then we've got unlocked some more science. We've got the seismic accelerometer, we've also got the gravioli detector. So this is basically, we're going to be able to do all the science possible on the moon. So this is epic. We've also got one mystery goo container, we've also got a surface scanning module, so we know when so we know whereabouts we can go and scan. So it'll tell us what the ore concentration is below our feet. So that's awesome. So we'll go and close that down. And obviously we've got the Science Junior, the materials bay, so that's great. And then we've got this over here. This is our convertitron. We've gone for the small one because the big is going to be a little bit too big just for this little lander. And what this does is allows us to actually take the ore that we've taken in to the two tanks here and here to convert over into fuel for the ship. We can even convert it into monopropellant if we need to. So that's awesome. Not only that, but we've got the brand new little probe core that we've got here. This thing is amazing because it allows us to use all of the functionality. So we can even set target to and target away and target and node tracking. So that's epic. Now this last little bit on the top, this is nothing to do with the lander itself. This is just an extension piece for the station. So we've got the brand new senior docking ports. So we've got 2 senior docking ports and 4 normal docking ports. So we've basically just gone and expanded basically how much we can go and put on the station. So that's epic. And here we can see it all put together. Just look at that. Yes, we've got a couple of extra modules on here that I went and sent up separately. These are some engines, so we can actually go and reposition the satellite. Not the satellite, the station even. Because if we go and have a look, we can see that I've actually gone and done an inclination change, so we're now actually properly on an equatorial orbit. Now the amount of fuel in these as well, because I've actually got them basically feeding off this main tank as well, is more than enough basically delta V to go and get this station sent over to Minmus if I want it. Which is kind of what I'm thinking of doing. Now as you can see, we've got the big lander here as well. And I suspect this is actually going to be a lot more efficient over at Minmus as well. This has also got the large solar panels that we've got here, just because this needed a lot of power to run those drills and the convertitron. But yeah, no, we are completely capable of interplanetary travel now on this base. So that's epic. We even had a couple of little solar panels down here just to keep these two going because they do have the large probe cores. But yeah, we can actually go and send this all the way out to Minmus if I so want. But not only that, we also went and sent over one of these. This is another satellite, and this is my little... Yeah, look at that. It's a little bug-eyed little thing. It's really quite funny. It looks like one of the... Look, from the front. It looks a little bit like one of those frilled dinosaurs from Jurassic Park a little bit. But it's supposed to point radial in, like this, And then we can deploy the scanner. And yes, this is a material scanner or mineral scanner. So what this allows us to do is actually go and scan or perform a survey of the moon. And let's actually go and see. Yeah, my power is perfectly fine. So you can see our upload time actually ticking down. We're nearly done. There we go. Look at that. All nice and pink. Let's change that a little bit. So change that to green. So basically the light, I think it's the lighter sections. Here we go. It's like a heat map here. So we can find the areas that are... There we go. So we can find the areas that are basically have the most ore in them. So this is great. Now we can actually go and land at specific points where we can actually go and mine a lot more ore a lot faster. So that's awesome. Now what I do need to go and do as well is actually send one of these out over to Minmus and actually go and scan that planet as well. At least I think I do. I don't remember if I've actually gone and already sent one over there. I don't think I have. Let's go and find out. Nope, I don't. I've only got Relay 3 over here. So, yeah, what I'm planning to do is just move the base over here. We've got a lot of science from it already. But I'm planning to move it here just because mainly it's going to be easier to get the... what am I thinking? It's going to be easier to get the lander up and down. It's going to be taking a lot less delta V. And because of that, we can actually go and add some more fuel storage potentially onto our station, and then use this as a staging point for flying off into inter-system travel. So going out from here to perhaps Duna or even Eve. Although I do suspect Duna is actually going to be our next point to go for. So I think that's what we're going to be doing. But I'm not going to do that just yet. Now what I want to do at the moment is actually go and finish up one of our missions, which is to do some seismic scans on the moon. Because as you can see, we've got a couple of seismic scans that we need to go and do. Now these are basically fairly closely spaced. So what I'm thinking is I'm actually going to go and send a rover up here to go and do those seismic scans for us. And as luck would have it, I've already got a rover ready to send. Now, this is a bit of a unique rover, as you can see. This is actually based off the Scarab SRV from Elite Dangerous. As you can see, we've got 4 mystery goo containers. We've also got a mineral surface scanner, some batteries in there, and a good amount of liquid fuel, in fact. Yes, this rover does in fact run with liquid fuel. So this is going to be very, very interesting. We've got solar panels, although it's not really enough to keep this thing going for any great amount of time on Kerbal. And I have tested this as well, and these 2 little twitch engines aren't enough to actually gain any air on Kerbal. But I am very confident that they're going to be more than enough to get us some air on the moon. If we have a great little test run over there, I may even send one of these over to Minmus. We'll have to go and see, because I suspect this thing's going to be quite capable of attaining orbit by itself on Minmus. Apparently it has 2,384 meters per second of delta V in it. So yeah, it is very capable of attaining orbit, potentially from the moon as well. So this is going to be interesting. Although controlling it is going to be a lot more difficult than you'd originally think. But oh well. So what we're going to go and do is we're going to go and launch this into... well, we're going to go and launch this up to the moon. And thankfully, I've actually gone and prepped this already. So here we go. Very simple little delivery craft. Not too much on it. No bells, no whistles. And with over 2,000 units of delta V, over 5,000 if you take into consideration how much the rover has got itself. This is more than sufficient to get to the moon. So yeah, let's go and launch. Alright, so first of all, we're going to have to go and get into orbit. And there we go, we've got our apoapsis high enough, we can actually go and deploy the shielding there. So that's great, and yeah, all we need to do now is just go and circularize. And there we go, we are circularized. Now I can actually go and flip this over so that we can have the vast majority of our solar panels in the well, starlight I should say, or in the sunlight. So we can actually go and get that. That's awesome. Great. So let's go and see. What we need to do now is we need to go and start making our way over to the moon. And there we go. That is our encounter. So that is awesome. And what we need to do again is, same as always, add maneuver partway there. And focus view here. So we can try and get ourselves just a little bit closer here. What I'm going to try and do is get ourselves in a kind of a diagonal orbit. I'm not quite sure what to call that. That's kind of looking good enough for now, because we want to try and land as close to the top as possible. And here we are coming in, and if our burn indicator is anything to go by, it's only going to take 2 seconds to go and circularize. Which, it's not really surprising for me, because this is a very, very light little craft. And thankfully, we're not using any of the fuel from the rover either, because I do believe I disabled crossfeed. Let me just double check that we're not actually... Oh, we are using fuel from our thing. Ooh, that's not great. Could have sworn I actually turned off crossfeed, but oh well. Now, bearing in mind that this is actually going and rotating around on an axis, I think we're going to want to try and just get as close to it as possible. Because trying to aim directly for it right now when it's rotating around is not going to be great. We're going to have to try and get as close to it as possible. So here we go. We're just going to go and do a minor burn just to swap over. There we go. That is perfect. Now it's getting very close, so what we're going to go and do is we are going to go and fully circularize this now. Just got to be a bit careful because I need to make sure that I don't accidentally go and drop down lower than I actually want to. But I do want to lower my apoapsis as much as possible. What I'm thinking as well is we could probably do with doing a minor inclination change as well. Just moving over. There we go. Just to drop ourselves a little bit closer. Now I am really curious as to at what point we're going to have to do the suicide burn. Because this is a very light craft. And yeah, we actually slow down fairly quickly. So what I'm thinking is about now should be sufficient. Yeah, that's more than sufficient. Thruster on ever so slightly is going to be enough to stop us from crash landing. And there we go. We are down. Now, first things first is to go and get the last of this little dinky little bit of fuel out of the transfer stage. And there we go. That is everything taken out of there, so that's nice. So this is just completely empty, so we can just go and decouple node. And just nudge our way down. And there we go. Look at that. Let's turn our lights on. There we go. Very nice. I like this so far. Look at that. I like it. It's awesome. Looks just like a Scarab. Not an actual Scarab. The question is, though, is where are our targets? We're actually not that far away. So activate navigation. Here we go. And we're going this way, it would seem. So that's awesome. So all we've got to do now is just drive over to our target area. Just make sure that we don't crash on the way there. And just to go and give a quick test, there we go, let's actually turn on these. Yeah, look at that, look at that, we can fly. So that's awesome. Whoa! Yep. Not the best thing to do when you're actually going at speed. So, yeah. I've got to say, what I'm liking about this rover at the moment is that I can gently put us back down onto the ground if we accidentally leave the ground. Not only that, but I've realised that I don't need to hold forward all the time. In fact, I can just nudge it every so often, which will keep our electric charge up, which is really nice. Because we don't have that much in grand total. We've got about a little over 1,000 electric charge. Now, I'm somewhat curious as to find out where or how far away we are from our target site. Looks like we're a good ways off yet, so I'll see you guys in a minute. And there we are. Apparently we are at the first of our waypoints. So is this actually the case? It looks like we're at least close to it. No, we're actually right on it. So I actually went and targeted this one rather than the one next to it. That's fine. So what we need to do is actually go and put our brakes on and double check this. So here we go. We want seismic samples. Here we go. Or seismic readings. So let's check and let's go and send. So let's go and see. Yes, this is actually the seismic sample at Delta site. Awesome. So all we got to do now is go to the other of the points where we've got to go and take our data. So that was quite nice, also quite a nice little amount of science as well. So we're at that one. Let's go and deactivate navigation, activate navigation for that one. And let's actually go and take a sample of that one. Now this one should be just at the top of the crater. So let's get our butts up there. Now I've got to be careful because I've kind of realised that driving these things is a lot more dangerous than I first anticipated. In fact, I am actually going to go brake and I'm going to go and quick save because I've exploded more than once on the way over here. There we go. So save. There we go. Awesome sauce. And let's just go and get that scan done. Now I've found that driving anything over 20 meters per second here is a little bit dangerous. Then again, I imagine 20 meters per second is quite fast here on Earth as well. Oh, here we go. So apparently we're at this one as well. So let's just go and put our brakes on proper and go and log the seismic data. Awesome. There's no point sending it, so I'll just recycle that. But we've done that, so that's awesome. And now we've only got these two left to go and do. So deactivate and activate. I'm not sure if I really need to do that. So let's take the brake off and go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, don't want to blow up now. In fact, again, let's go and quick save. I really need to make more of a habit of this. I actually keep forgetting that I need to do this. here we go. We're at the second to last site. So again, seismic, log seismic data. There we go. That's to collect the survey data from there. We don't need to send it. But that's going to be nice. And there we go. There's the last place we need to go to. So let's turn off the brakes and get our butts going over this way, because it's not going to take too long to get here, I don't think. And here we go. We have reached the last sector. So this is great. Let's go and grab our seismic data. And there we go. That is our mission complete. So again, we're just going to get rid of that. Get rid of you. And here we go. So here we go. Seismic scan here is complete. Yep. Very nice. So that's 4 scans at 22,000. So 88,000 roughly for those, and the 140 something thousand for the rest of them. So that's nice. So let's go and log the gravity whilst we're here. We'll go and send that. We'll have to keep an eye on our electric charge while we're doing this. I almost wish I'd put a bigger antenna on just so we could transfer faster. But we probably wouldn't have enough charge to run it. So, log the pressure data. We'll send that. Thankfully, that's transferring a lot faster, as is this here. So, 22 science for that. And what is one of these going to go and get us? It's going to get us 16 science. Why not? We'll transmit it anyway. And let's actually go and have a look at what the analysis is here of the ore. 5.31. That's not too bad as far as I'm aware. That's actually quite good. So yeah, that is it. That's the job of the JRV Scarab. All done and dusted. I'm pretty sure there's some other stuff we can go and get done. I mean, I'm pretty sure we could at least go and check out this sector. Although, it's a long way away from where we are right now. It's so far around. Yeah, that'll take ages to get to. And that's definitely not something I'm going to do now. It's probably something I'm going to definitely do in between. in between episodes. So let's park up and let's say goodbye. Bye-bye to the Scarab. And now, on top of all the other science that we actually farmed from our moon base, we've got 1,500 science left to spend. So that's great. And let's just go and see what other missions we've got. Science data from the surface of the moon. Yeah, sure. We'll take that. That'll be very easy to go back to. From orbit of the moon. From orbit of the moon. Okay, might go for these two as well. Get out as many more Kerbals back as we can. We've got some for ferry tourists. I'll actually go for this one. Say yes to that one. And yes to that one. Because we have actually gone and upgraded this well, the mission area here, so we can go and get loads and loads of missions. Now, one of the next things we need to go and do is actually go and plant a flag on the moon. We can do that very easily as well, because we also need to go and test out our new moon lander. Now, I've just realised, actually, that our Scarab still thinks it's a satellite, so we're going to have to go and change that. Now, don't be fooled, this is not actually what's controlling this craft, or this rover. Because as you can see, by the fact that we actually have prograde, retrograde and everything else selected or available, and that's because we've got a second probe core just a little bit behind here. So we're going to rename this, turn it back to a rover, and call it JRV Scarab 1. So there we go. Awesome sauce. Now what we need to do as well is just quickly go and grab some science from around here. So log temperature, transmit. Doesn't matter that we don't get any science for it. We completed the mission, so that's awesome. And that's giving us another 50,000. Thank you, boy. You're going to be really nice and helpful for actually just getting that little bit of science from the surface. Now, what we want to do as well is, there we go, we've actually got the proper rover icon now. But where is our space station? Here we are. Alrighty, so all we've got to do now is go and get ourselves sent down to the moon. Now, we have got a couple of places that we could go and check out. And we've got this section here we could go and check out. But I'm not overly worried about that. What I really want to do is basically just go and find somewhere that we haven't really been to yet. I'm going to try this section. I'm not sure if we've been there yet. And we could try and change it so that we have a... basically go land on the pole. That's entirely possible, but I'm not sure how much fuel that's going to take in order to get us there. And right now, I've only got about half a tank of fuel in our brand new lander. So anyway, let's go and decouple. So undock, there we go. We can turn on our RCS, and thankfully I actually remembered to go and refill our RCS tanks. Because that'd have been funny, because I actually did drain them all, as well as most of the fuel out of this, ready for actually transporting this over to Minmus. But what I want to do is get a bunch more science from the surface here, because whilst that's floating away, let's jump quickly back over. As we can see, we are nowhere near maxed out on our data here, so we could actually get a lot more science per day, and that's really what I'm after. So we want to land somewhere where it is really, really pink, and I've just realised that I probably could have done with actually doing this a little bit sooner, so that we're not dropping straight down. So I think it's about this point that we could do with starting our retrograde burn, because I think we are going to be okay now. Yes, we're going to be fine. Just want to keep an eye on our fuel. Yeah, we've got more than enough. In fact, let's turn off X now. We don't need that at the minute. And what have we got over there? Oh, that's a flag. Okay, we've got a flag over in that direction. No, we don't want to go full bore with the engines. We just want to make sure that we don't go and accelerate too quickly. So I think that is a good kind of compromise, because then what we can do is we can just go and up our thrust the closer we get to the ground. So quickly do a quick save, because I don't trust myself. And there we go. We are down. Well, that is awesome. Now, it was a little bit slanted, but that's not terrible. And you know what? I've even got a little button set up for this. So let's put the brakes on. Look at that. That actually goes and toggles both of our drills, all of our radiators, and our solar panels. So that is awesome. And then what I can do is click the abort thing, and what that does is just starts off us drilling into the ground. So that's awesome. And now we'll just go and see what the analysis is here. Surface ore isn't amazing, so oh well. Could be better, but oh well. I'm pretty sure we can fill up on fuel quick enough. Now, do we have any science that we need to get done here? Oh yes, we do. A metric buttload. So we're going to need a... Can we do a crew report? Now we're going to have to keep the engineer in the craft, because the engineer is actually the one that goes and... Here we go. We will keep your surface sample as well. And we'll plant another flag. And this will be him getting a little bit more of an experience bonus. Now I'm not going to bother writing anything on there, because like I said, this is just for a mission, which we've gone and completed. So plant a flag on the bun. So 116,000. In fact, I'm actually going to quick save as well, because like I said, I need to make more of a habit of doing this. And there we go. Back on board. We'll actually go and close this while we're at it. Now, I'm not jettisoning the tank contents. Definitely not doing that. Because what we want is we need to fill up our ore. And it looks like it's going to take a little while to do this. And our drills are currently running at about 4% thermal efficiency, it seems. But it should theoretically get better. Well, there we go. They're actually running at 100% thermal efficiency now. Need to be a bit careful, and we're actually full of ore, so let's start filling up with liquid fuel and oxidize it. And there we go. We are completely full of ore and everything else. Now, the only thing is, I think we actually need to just go and quickly go and refill our mono propellant. There we go. Look at that. So that's all the science we need, and that's full. We're full of ore. We've got a little bit of electric charge that we need to get back, but I'm pretty sure we can get that on the way up. So let's go and lift off. And absolutely typically, Kerbal decided to go and crash on the way up. But you pretty much should know by now how to go and get back up into orbit and basically intercept your station, which is exactly what we've gone and done. And right now, we're basically just getting ready to go and dock. And that's basically what we're going to do. I just wanted to get close enough. There we go. Turn this off and go and point our target. Because now, what I've done is I've actually set our docking port as a target. Always face the target, so this is awesome. Now I can bring up this, which is our alignment indicator. Ah, that's what I'm doing. I'm not actually using the right buttons. Would help if I was doing that. So what we need to do is we actually need to bring this green crosshairs directly over the center. Because what that means is then we're going to be directly looking at our target. So there we go. Oh, it looks like we're going to overshoot maybe a tad. Yeah, okay, there we go. That is perfect. So now we are facing directly towards our docking pad, our docking port. Well, at least I think we are. I'm going to turn off the RCS and I'm going to rotate just a little bit because I like being lined up. And make sure where my solar panels are. There we go. That should be a nice, perfect connection as soon as we get a little closer. So let's turn that off and let's have a little bit of a closer look. Yeah, that's looking great. We'll slow ourselves down just a touch. And there we go. Look at that. Awesome sauce. There we go. So that is perfect. Now what we need to do is have a look at our stored data, send them to the science bay, and yep, let's keep that set down so I actually know how much we've got. And then what we can do is we can just go and review all of our data. In fact, let's turn you off while we're at it. Send you in. Okay, so close the door there, open this one up. And what this will do is just allow us to go and review all of our data and get us as close to 750 as we can get. Although I think that might be a little bit too much. So let's review this one. That's 300. Yeah, that still seems to be a little bit much as well. So review 200. Let's try that one. 200, perfect. So that is I think that's as close as we're going to get at the moment. Now the rest of it, so we've got the gravity scan. Sending that there is not going to do anything. Neither is doing that, actually. Come to think of it, let's keep that for the moment. I've just realised we've also got Review stored data. 200. That's going to be too much, isn't it? Yep. So I'll keep you... Oh, 150. That might be... No. Still too much. 750. Okay. So that's a surface sample. We could keep it for this much or send it for that much. Let's keep it for now. So we've basically got some science ready to go and refill our science bay where we need it. So let's actually go and transfer the crew, you back into here. And we'll go and transfer you into here. There we go. So that's awesome. And now we can also go and... Where are we? Level up the crew. No connection to send reports back home. Alright, okay. So I guess we've got to go and... Oops, wrong button. Just flow around. There we go. We should have the ability to go and do that now. So level up crew. There we go. Bill Kerman has gained some experience. Where is he, Bill? There he is. So he's leveled up a little bit, but we need to go and get him sent back to Kerbal in the future, because I'm actually planning in the future to go and have a little bit of a training exercise in the future. But either way, what I need to do quickly now is throw on the brakes, and yes, this is actually going and deploying all these little items. But the reason I'm doing that at the moment is because we've got ore on board, and I just want to go and convert that over to liquid fuel and oxidizer. So we'll speed this up until we're completely done with our ore. Now we don't need the drills out for this, but it's just all on the same button. So there we go. We can stop with that, and then we can retract everything again. There we go, that's nice. And we're going to be able to go and just farm another metric buttload worth of science. And I keep pressing M doubly so much, which is not my intention. I actually mean to press fast forward, but I keep hitting the wrong key because I'm not paying attention to where my fingers are on the keyboard. There we go, maxed out. Let's go and transmit that science. So that's another 500 science. Lovely. Now I wonder, does the... No, it doesn't. Okay, so we don't need to actually have that opened to go and send anything. Because we have actually got some better transfer dishes here anyway. We'll just turn ourselves pro grade. Very nice. And there we go. That's that done. We've covered a lot in this episode. So let's go back to the Space Center. And let's have a look. We've got over 2,000 science that we can actually go and spend. So what I'm thinking is it's about time that we went and upgraded the rocketry level that we're currently on. So let's go and get this. We will go and get this. And we will go and get this. So now we've got the largest rockets we're ever going to be able to use. So that is insane. And what I'm thinking is I could probably do with the nuclear engines now. Now, not everybody uses them. I just like the sound of them. But we've also got, well, look, basically over 500 more. So we can get one of... Actually, we can't get one of these. We could get one of these. And I'm actually going to go for this one because I want the largest battery. Now, I could go for the ion propulsion, but it doesn't seem like it's really that worth it. At least not yet. So let's go and get that one. And look at that. Over 2,000 over 2,000 science even, spent, and very, very quickly. So we've now got massive rockets, massive fuel tanks, nuclear engines, and the best electrics we're going to get. So that's awesome. So that is a lot of ground we've covered, and I bloody hope so, because I've been recording for over 2 hours. But then again, a lot of that 2 hours was actually spent driving over the surface of the Mun with our JRV Scarab. Now, unfortunately, I did go and explode a few times, so I kind of learned a new respect for the quick save button. So I'm going to be using that a lot more often now. Not only that, but we've got enough money to actually go and upgrade some of our parts of our base, and I'm not sure if we're going to go and do that yet. I suspect we will. I'm actually planning to go and upgrade our vehicle assembly building soon. I mean, let's quickly go and just do a quick save and see just how much we end up left with when if we actually go and upgrade this. You know what? That's actually not a bad little amount. So I'm actually thinking we're going to go and keep this. So now we've got a fully upgraded vehicle assembly building. The only things we've got left to upgrade really are the administration building, the astronaut complex, and the space plane hangar. So that's not a lot left that we've got to do here. After we go and do a little bit more with rocketry, I really want to go and start working a little bit more on space planes and SSTOs, or single staged orbits. I really want to start learning about those. But first of all, what we want to do is next episode is potentially go and send our station over to Minmus, because it's pretty much gained all the materials and science that it's going to from the moon. So we'll send it over there, we'll go and upgrade it so that it actually goes and meets the requirements for our Minmus station. So 600 units of liquid fuel, we can pretty much deal with that quite easily. Just send up a couple of extra storage units up there. And we need to have a unit that supports at least 19 Kerbals. That's fine. We've got 2 senior docking ports on there now, so we can actually go and upgrade this quite extensively, so that's what we're going to do. But oh well, that's going to be it for this episode. I do hope you guys have enjoyed it. Like the video if you've liked it, dislike it if you didn't. Neither of those good enough for you, that's what the comments are for, and you could do me an absolutely massive favour by smashing that bell icon to join the notification squad to not miss any videos from my series. But anyway, I've been Commander Chaos Wolf from Sci-Fi Gaming. You guys, as always, have been epic. I will see you soon. And until next time, my fellow Kerbalnauts, keep flying and stay shiny.